This turbine is going to reduce Carleton's carbon footprint by 10%, and it is a critical, in fact, one of the most visible and important components of the Climate Action Plan that our Board of Trustees and our community approved earlier this year. So this is really a linchpin of our efforts to be wiser and better environmental stewards.
Although a small liberal arts college, Carleton has big ambitions. In 2007, the president of Carleton College signed on to the American College and University President's Climate Commitment. Our current president, Stephen Poskanzer, renewed this pledge when he came to Carleton in 2010. To abide by this commitment, faculty, staff, and students collaborated to develop a climate action plan committing Carleton to carbon neutrality by 2050. The first focal point in the climate action plan is energy supply and demand, to find cleaner sources of energy while decreasing our consumption. Two important steps have been taken this year. We installed our second wind turbine and launched a pilot program for energy audits of campus buildings.
Carleton installed our first commercial-sized wind turbine in September of 2004, and we were the first higher ed institution to do so. That turbine is plugged into our local electric grid. In October of 2011, Carleton installed our second commercial-sized wind turbine, and the big advantage of our second wind turbine is that it is plugged in directly to the Carleton campus grid. So it reduces our use of purchased electricity by approximately 25 to 30% per year.
In addition to addressing supply-side issues, Carleton is attempting to make our buildings more efficient, beginning with energy audits of all campus buildings. We wanted to involve students in this process, so we decided to start with a pilot program in the residential houses. This created an opportunity for students to be a part of the audit process by allowing them to follow the auditors and ask them questions. We also created a multiple-week workshop in which students learned about passive house design, upgrades and retrofits to current houses, and issues surrounding the inefficiencies of some modern houses. The program culminated in field trips to renovated and passive houses and participation in the residential home energy audits.
Carleton, above all else, teaches us to be both local and global citizens, but we don't have to wait until we leave the safety of the Carleton bubble in order to put this teaching to good use. We should turn off our lights, hang dry our clothes, turn down the heat, and unplug our mini fridges. But we should also join the plethora of student organizations on campus devoted to the environment. We should take an environmental studies course, participate actively in Green Wars, and maybe even just take a walk in the Ark without being plugged into our iPods or talking on our cell phones. And don't forget to admire the beautiful sight of two Carleton wind turbines generating clean energy off in the distance when you're